Okay, this video is just to give you an idea of the current situation. This is my living room right here. This is the kitchen. Here's the dining room. And this area over here is called the sunroom. I'll talk about that a little bit later. So we go through the sunroom. You can see through the windows, this is the rooftop deck, the area that's in question. Here, this area, this is the door that takes us out to the patio, the rooftop area. As I go through here, you can see there's currently a fence up at this moment, but this is very, very loose. You can see how it's shaking around. It's almost falling over. If I go over the side, you can see I'm now 3 stories up, and this is the driveway. I'm about maybe 75 feet up in the air. This area that looks like dilapidated, this is where the railing and the lattice was removed. If you look along here, if I just walk a little bit further, you can see this is the edge where the fence was removed. I mean, there's nothing preventing me now from falling to my death at this point. If I look down, you can see that there's a guy walking his dog over here. I'm about 75 feet up in the air. This is the public street. You know, these are cars parked on the street. There's a rubbish bin where presumably my fence has been thrown out. You can see down here. So, woman walking her dogs. You can see the patios below. I mean, there's nothing that's preventing me from tripping and falling and walking over the edge. You can look at the condition of the rooftop. I mean, if you look very closely, it's completely deteriorated. These are gutters. It's uneven. There's cracks. There's exposed nails, screws, dirt, rubbish, moisture. There's things here where you can trip and fall. Low level, easily trip and fall in dangerous corners. Down a driveway below. This is the condition that things are left in here. Planter box just in the middle. There's other things that are just lying around. These are electrical cords on the ground. All around here. Cords, electrical cords, electrical cords. All these things are just laying on the ground. On this side, tiny little ledge, and then this is the other side of the building where again you could easily fall. Completely dangerous area. This is completely unsafe. This is again, here's above, that's where Greg Bell lives. That's the fence that he has up protecting his area, so his area is secure. But again, you can see right into my apartment. This is the barbecue. Here's the table. This is the area where my dogs typically would go outside. And again, this looks like a war zone. Looks like this got hit by a bomb. Completely unsafe, very dangerous. I'll also point out, if you go back in the sunroom, this sunroom we're in here, this is very, very poor condition right now. There's holes here eaten by termites and so forth. This window is cracked and broken, the paint's dilapidated. If I back up, you can see that the floor is very uneven. It's collapsing. This sunroom was built without a permit, built improperly. It was actually built on top of this roof deck. It's not legally part of this apartment. Should not be here. So based on what the HOA lawyer had said, that since this has not been permitted and proper and it's put on top of the roof deck, the HOA could just come in here and knock this down with a sledgehammer if they wanted. Apparently this is not legally part of my apartment. Anyone can enter and exit at any time if they want. So this is the conditions I'm currently living in. It looks like I'm now living in an abandoned building, practically, in totally unsafe conditions. I have an apartment here that I'm paying rent on that is meant to be a 2-bedroom apartment that has a rooftop deck that's pet friendly. And now I cannot use my rooftop deck without potentially my dogs being put in harm's way, guests, other people. I should also point out here, this is the second bedroom. The second bedroom here is, the floors are completely ruined from water damage. The walls completely ruined from water damage. There's termites, There's water damage in here, all kinds of water intrusion, warping, all kinds of horrible conditions in this room, all leaking previously from the unit above. None of this is up to code. None of this is safe. This all needs to be addressed, but the HOA is not paying for any of this or taking any action to address these issues. So I'm currently living in these conditions. You can see there's water on the floor. There's currently water right now leaking from above for some reason. I'm not quite sure why. It's not raining, so I don't know what's happening here, but obviously there's some kind of problem. And just to go out to the front door, if I go through the front door, this is the side access. How they gained access yesterday, the workmen gained access to this rooftop deck. They broke this lock. I don't know if you can see it, but the lock has been smashed with a hammer, clearly. They broke the lock. They climbed over this small wall over here. Climbing over this small wall, they got through this gate. They just climbed in and out through this gate, but I guess that became inconvenient for them. So instead of using this, they went back in and out the door. So they were workmen all day yesterday while I was at work, entering and exiting my apartment without my approval. And when I came home yesterday from work, this door here was left unlocked, totally unsecured. Door was not locked. This side door over here was left wide open. There was nothing keeping this area secure, not locked. And this gate over here was left unlocked and wide open. And if you can see going down the corridor over here, there's an exit, actually right over here. There's stairs that exit down to the street, and there's also exit down there that goes to the street. And that was left open as well. So anybody from the street could just walk in, come through the gate, come through my front door, come out here, steal my television, take any of my furniture, any of my valuables. This is my bedroom over here. Could easily come in, steal. I've got 2 laptop computers, a printer. You can see in the desk, there's actually a credit card over here that needs to be activated, personal information, documentation. This right here is full of legal documentation actually marked from your office. So as you can see, everything that I own, full exposure, had workmen in here without my permission all day long, without a chance to prep to make sure things were locked down, things were secure, because I explicitly wanted nobody here. My dogs were left unsupervised almost all day with free run of all of this area. Easily, at any point, could have come out here, gone through these wide, very loose, dangerous slats in this weak fence with its ropes hanging around. If they had see their dog toys are still on the floor here. If a dog had gone to chase one of these toys, could have easily chased it right over the edge. If a bird had landed, they could have run right over the edge and fallen to their death. This is completely unsafe conditions. This is apparently maintained by the HOA. You can see the quality of the fencing over here. You can see the quality of the grounds. This looks like a condemned building. If this is my property, fine, and this is my responsibility, then they should not enter without my permission. The HOA shouldn't have done any of the things that they have done, at least not without my expressed agreement. If it's a common area, this is clearly not up to code, and the HOA should address this at their expense. Also, looking up here, you can see the condition of this roof, the slanted roof up here. Again, if I don't have exclusive rights, this is not part of my property, this is not part of my unit. This is a common area, non-exclusive easement, and the HOA is responsible for maintaining this. They obviously have not kept up their end of the bargain. They are not in compliance with safety codes, and I would expect that all of this should be addressed, and that is my complaint. Hopefully with this visual description, the pictures showing the current conditions, that will help you to understand what I'm dealing with, and hopefully that will be part of the complaint and we can get this addressed immediately.